Yeah, yeah. Cause I'm on the way, yeah, I'm on the way. Shit, tell me. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cause I'm on the way, yeah, I'm on the way. Shit, tell me, girl, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on the way, yeah, I'm on the way. Shit, tell me, girl, I'm on the way. Shit, I'm on the way, yeah. You ain't gotta say shit. It's going down, 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 yeah. Say, you ain't gotta say shit, yeah. Say, cause I'm on the way, yeah, I'm on the way. Shit, tell me, girl, I'm on the way. I'm on the way, yeah, I'm on the way. Tell her, girl, I'm on the way. Shit, I'm on the way, yeah. Don't no matter where you are, cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, yeah. Had a conversation with Shorty, never met before, damn, she looking good. She had a homegirl with her, but conversation led to another one. I'm talking to both like damn, I don't really know who to choose. What's up, though? We was all on them trips. We was spending up them chips. Pulling up in them whips. Late nights we would dip. You know we was rockin', we turned up all night, yeah. Scratches on my back, ain't no cushions action. Every time she around, it's going down, yeah. We all in the hotel room, scratches on my back, man, we on the wall. Niggas call downstairs like, man, this noise can't take too much more. Give it to me one time, one time. I'm about to beat it up, open the list so I can eat it up, cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, say, tell me, girl, I'm on the way, say, I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, say, tell me, girl, I'm on the way, say, I'm on the way, yeah. You ain't gotta say shit. Going down, 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 yeah. Say, you ain't gotta say shit, yeah. Say, cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, shit. Tell the girl I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Tell the girl I'm on the way, shit. I'm on the way, yeah. Don't no matter where you are, cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Water whipping with the diamonds, goddamn you know that she shining. Know that she yelling the shit and I was just trying to hit her up with perfect timing. Damn, I know she wanna live again. She was all on the live again. She so live again. Jump up on the pole, do it real quick, make a couple dollars in. Girl, I know you been on this here, girl, on time. And I know this thing here been all on your mind. We finna get it in, yeah. This is her favorite song, her and her friend, yeah. Matter of fact, y'all both can go, open that door, y'all can come in, yeah. Me and my niggas, we got 100,000 wrapped in rubber bands, throwing it up. Couple of bitches checking us out, shit. You know we don't give a fuck. I need another one, purple and double cups, shit. I need another one, tell him to pull it up. Cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Say, tell me, girl, I'm on the way. Say, I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Say, tell me, girl, I'm on the way. Say, I'm on the way, yeah. You ain't gotta say shit. Going down, 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 yeah. Say, you ain't gotta say shit, yeah. Say, I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Say, tell the girl I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way. Tell the girl I'm on the way. Say, I'm on the way, yeah. Don't no matter where you are, cause I'm on the way, yeah. I'm on the way, yeah.
And we are back. Welcome back to an episode of Dope Content Podcast. We are here to talk sports. It's been a while since I talked sports with you guys. For the people that was just here, OBS, again, on Twitch. Well, it's not even Twitch. It's OBS. Decided it just wanted to stop. Again. So, we are live on Twitch right now. Normally, I do the podcast, the sports podcast. I just record it, put it on YouTube, and then I'll, put the audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. By the way, make sure to follow Dope Content on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms as well. Dope Content. Also, go to dopecontent.com to stay up to date. You can watch this episode on dopecontent.com as well. We are actually live on dopecontent.com as well. So shout out to everybody that's coming through. So yeah, we're going to start the whole episode over and we're going to get right into it, man. It's a lot to talk about. Last time we talked, last time I did a sports podcast, the Lakers were in the playoffs, the Mavs were in the playoffs, Portland was still in the playoffs, Denver was still in the playoffs. All them people are gone now. The Knicks were still in the playoffs. All of them gone now. So that's a long time right there. So we gonna get right into it. But before we get into the NBA, let's get into some other stuff. And we're gonna start with the low-life losers of men who just have to say something about the WNBA. I just can't understand it. So let's get right into it, man. So let's see if I can get it to pull back up. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Look. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Now I don't want to pull up my stuff. Now that's Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. There we go. Come on. OBS is giving me problems today. So for the people that's listening on Apple and Spotify, you not knowing what's going on while it's delayed, we're trying to pull up OBS and get the highlights and stuff going as we're live on Twitch for the first time. I think this is my first time ever doing a sports podcast. We do wrestling on Sundays, but I think this is my first time ever doing a sports podcast on Twitch. So shout out to the people that join in on this. So as you see, we have Brittany Griner dunking in the WNBA. I think this is like her 4th dunk of the season. So WNBA posted, the NBA reposted. We just gonna go through some comments, all right? Just so I can show y'all proof of the men who gets in these comments, in the WNBA comments, and just hate for whatever reason, and I just can't understand it. So let's start scrolling. So no hate right there. One guy says, this is an NBA Twitter account. If I wanted to see WNBA highlights, I'll follow the WNBA Twitter account. So trash on this guy. Tarika says, I bet half the men commenting on this post can't even make a layup. Over a 10-year-old. So you got the women defending the WNBA. You got them defending the WNBA. Then you got Madam PJ Walker coming through. There's a lot of little D energy in the comments. And then she also said, y'all men really hate women, I see. They got to. Because why are you commenting? If you don't like it, why are you saying anything about it? Is this supposed to be interesting? One guy says. One guy jokingly said, already better than 99% of the dunks. All right, that's cool. Brandon says, where's the excitement? One other guy says, I could dunk and I'm 15. Somebody responded, says, no one gives a S, which is facts. Nobody cares that you could dunk and you're 15. This ain't about you. It's about a WNBA star getting her dunk on, which you don't see a lot. Honest NBA fan says, the fact that you have to tweet this is why WNBA players make so much less. Not saying they shouldn't make more, but come on. Madam PJ Walker responds, little D energy. No way you just, Kareem says, no way you just posted about a 6'8" professional basketball player making an uncontested rim grazer dunk. Madam PJ Walker responds again, little D energy. She is coming at him. Somebody else said weak ass. Somebody else said big game. I ain't gonna cuss. Well, I just cussed, I guess, but okay, my bad. Just a dunk. Taco Fall can do that without jumping. Yeah, Taco Fall is like 7'6". What's your point, my guy? A random comment, God is the best. Okay, shout out to you. That shit was so ass. Also, the last NBA dunk was in 2019. What's your point? I'm sorry, but that's a normal ass dunk from P-Dog. Yeah, but that's a 360 between the legs for the WNBA. That's kind of true. They got a tweet about it. Madam PJ Walker responds again, little D energy. She is coming at them. She is coming at them. So the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Y'all see it. Y'all see it right there. I'm not making it up. And my question is, men, if you don't like the WNBA, God is the best, Kirk, facts. If you don't like WNBA, why are you wasting your time commenting on it? Why do you care about what they post? Why are you so upset and got your panties in a bunch because they want to promote their brand? Like, what is your issue with that? I don't understand why you so mad and you feel the need to post comments on the WNBA's page or the NBA's page when the NBA posts WNBA. They're associated together. The NBA is supposed to support the WNBA and post their content. That's like everybody on the WWE. SmackDown is being posted on the WWE account. Raw is being posted under the WWE account because it's all one big family. NBA and WNBA is one big family. So I don't understand why you dudes are so pressed to get up in the comment section and talk noise about these women who work hard and have. I promise y'all, a lot of them you wouldn't play one-on-one with because they'll work you. Brittany Griner would do all them guys that just had a negative comment to say. She would do all of them in. Liz Cambridge would do all of them in. Arike Agumbawale would do all of them in. Satu Sabli would do all of them in. They talking all this noise, but they can't even beat the women that they're talking about. So even a 15-year-old is talking about I can dunk. So what? This ain't about you. You ain't in the WNBA. You ain't in the NBA. You ain't on TV. Nobody cares. To see Brittany Griner dunking with ease, and she's doing it pretty much every other game this year, I appreciate it. Like, yo, that's dope to me because women are just built differently genetically from men. So stuff like, stuff like that just don't happen in WNBA. Now, before the season started, I had an idea to lower the rims, which apparently Shaq agreed because Shaq said the same thing like 2 weeks later to Candace Parker. But Candace Parker was not trying to hear that. Candace Parker was not trying to hear that at all. So if I offended anybody from the WNBA, and if they ever see the podcast, I apologize. But I thought it was a dope idea. Lower the rim. Lower the rim just a little bit. And let everybody dunk. Since that seems to be the only thing men complain about. That's all I see. Well, they can't dunk. Well, they can't do this. All I hear is the same excuse. They can't dunk, so it's boring. If that's it, just lower the rim. Because they can do everything else. All of them got ball handle. All of them can shoot. Like, if you actually watch a WNBA game or go to a game, these women can play. Ain't no slouches in the WNBA. They can play. I'll take a WNBA team over anybody at the rec any day. I'm just saying. All these dudes are talking all this noise. I would take a WNBA player over them any day. But I just wanted to show y'all the toxic stuff that men do when they see, like, and that was actually PG version. Because it's another highlight of her dunking in another game. And that's the one I wanted to find, but I couldn't find it because it was like a couple of weeks ago. And they was just going at her hard. Oh, you belong in the kitchen. Women should be doing this. Go make me a sandwich. All type of BS. Like they was going at the women hard. And that's the one I wanted to pull up, but I couldn't even find it. So I knew it was gonna be some negative comments on this too. So I just pulled this one up just to prove that point. So, but women is the WNBA, man. If you're not gonna watch it, shut up about it. Don't say nothing. Period. That's how it should be. Don't say nothing. If you ain't gonna watch it, shut up. Don't nobody care if you not gonna watch it. Just shut up. Period. That's what I tell wrestling fans. If you not gonna watch a company, shut up about it. Don't be on Twitter talking noise about somebody that's working hard on their craft and obviously good enough to make it to where they got to. Brittany Griner's in the league. She might not be making NBA money, but she making enough money. She on TV doing what she want to do. All these women are. So, like, bro, all that toxic male energy that y'all got, these probably coming from dudes who can't get a girlfriend. And if they gay, they the girls in the relationship and can't get a boyfriend. Them the type of dudes that get up in these comment sections and down talk these women who work hard year round. Because when WNBA season is over, they go across the sea, they go overseas and keep playing. That's what they do. They don't have off seasons. They keep playing. So shout out to the WNBA, man. I'm all with y'all. I'm with you. Forget all these men and get in there talking this noise. Forget them. Keep doing your thing, WNBA. I'm with you. What's up, Don? How you doing, man? Appreciate you joining. All right, so let's get that off the screen. Let's get to the next subject, which is Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. I'm gonna run through this pretty quick. It ain't gonna be too much to say about this. I just wanted to go into it because they had a press conference the other day, and Wilder is normally loudmouth, talking noise, but this was different. He came in, had the headphones on. He wouldn't answer any questions. And he didn't say a word the whole time. Like, he was just mean mugging Tyson the whole time. And I was like, yo, this is facts done. And I'm like, yo, this is a different type of vibe I'm getting from this guy. And I can't quite, at first I couldn't quite tell if it was bad or good. I'm like, maybe he nervous because he got whooped last time, or so maybe his energy is different because he did get beat up last time. But I watched it again today, and I got a different vibe from Wilder. For some crazy reason, when they fight on July 4th, I think Wilder is going to knock Fury out. I don't know why I believe that, because Fury is the better boxer. We all know Fury is the better boxer. But I've been watching Wilder's training tapes, and he's working with a different trainer, different team. His punches look sharper. We already know he got power. But that whole thing, I don't know, man. Like, I just got a funny vibe today watching it that tells me that Wilder is gonna knock this guy out. I don't know why. I'm not even making a prediction. That's the feeling I got. That's all I'm saying. So don't hold me, be like, oh, don't make predictions. K-Lou made predictions. No. I'm just telling you the vibe I got. I'll make my predictions closer to the fight, which is July 24th. So shout out to Wilder. Shout out to Fury. So like I said, we got some NBA playoffs, a lot of NBA stories to get into. But before that, one more story. XAVIEN Howard, the Miami Dolphins starting cornerback, is apparently holding out of training camp because he wants a new contract, and he is mad because BYRON Jones, his new teammate who just joined last year from the Cowboys, is making more money than him, and he wants a new contract now. So he is holding out for, I don't understand. I don't get it. I understand NFL players holding out if their contracts are bad, but you just signed a contract in 2019. In 2019, you just signed a contract. His contract is a 5-year deal, $72 million contract that he just signed in 2019. And he's making $12 million a year. Now, I had to look this up. I was like, okay, how much is BYRON making to make XAVIEN Howard feel like he should hold out? XAVIEN Howard is making $12 million a year. How much y'all think BYRON is making? How much y'all think BYRON is making? If you're watching live on Twitch, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I'll give you a minute. How much money a year? Howard is making $12 million. BYRON signed a year after him, his contract. So Howard signed in 2019, his 5-year deal. BYRON signed his 5-year deal in 2020. How much more money you think BYRON Jones is making a year? XAVIEN is making 12. Any takers? Any takers? Any takers? No takers yet? Let's keep it moving just for the audio version for Spotify and Apple. 20 million? You think so? BYRON Jones is making $14 million a year. He's making 2 more. He's making 2 more. Yo, appreciate that sub, Loss. Appreciate that sub. Byron Jones is making $2 million more than Xavier Howard, and Xavier Howard, who again in 2019 just signed a 5-year deal, $72 million, really 73 if you round it up, is mad because Byron Jones, who signed a deal after him with an updated salary cap, is making only $2 million more. Like, that's not a reason to sit out. I'm sorry. If I'm the Dolphins, if you really go sit down and play hardball, I'll trade you. We got Byron Jones. The reason you got those picks last year is because Byron Jones was on the other side and they wouldn't throw the ball to Byron Jones. That's facts. Xavier Howard, you wasn't catching that many picks until Byron Jones got there. And that's because when Jones got there, they wasn't throwing to Jones' side. They rather throw to your side. That's the only reason you got the opportunities to get those picks. And by the way, shout out to Loss, man. 1 year straight for Loss. 1 year straight. Shout out to Loss, man. That's what's up. Loss been rocking with me for a minute. And for the people that's watching on YouTube and listening on Spotify and Apple, you be like, who is Loss? I'm live on Twitch. So these are the names we have. So don't be looking crazy. I know y'all can't see the comments.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's for you, Loss. Shout out to Loss, man. So yeah, Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard is mad because Byron Jones is making $2 million more a season than him, even though he just signed a max contract. So Xavier Howard, man, either get on the field or get traded, bro. That's all I got to say about that. And that's all we got with NFL besides, Julio joined Tennessee, which those are one of the top 3 teams I predicted for him. So shout out to Julio in Tennessee. And besides that, I normally make my early predictions for the NFL season around this time, but I'm going to wait till the next podcast to do that. We're going to keep it moving. Let's get right into the NBA playoffs. So, shout out to the NBA. Playoffs going strong. Playoffs going pretty nice, pretty good. It's been entertaining, I can't lie. Like I said, last time we talked, the Lakers were still in the playoffs. The Mavericks were still in the playoffs. The Portland Trail Blazers were still in the playoffs. And I believe the Knicks were still in the playoffs. So it's been a while. It's been a while since that happened. So let's get right into it. Like I said, the Lakers have been eliminated by Phoenix. Phoenix also swept the Denver Nuggets. So now we have the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals. They're waiting the winner between Utah and the Clippers, which we're going to get into that series in a minute as well. We're going to also talk about Phoenix in a minute as well because they got some things going on that's not too good for the Phoenix Suns. Then on the other side, we have Milwaukee and Brooklyn, who I predict the Bucks to win the series. They going at it. Brooklyn is up 3-2, which we're going to get into that as well. And then, as you see on the screen, we have Philly and Atlanta, who are tied 2-2, and they actually have a game tonight. So the games for tonight are Atlanta and Philly, who are tied 2-2, and then we got the Clippers and Utah, who are tied 2-2. Now, since we got the highlights of Philly and Atlanta playing on the screen right now, let's get right into that. I can't understand how Philly lost game 4. I really can't. They were up 18 points at one point. Atlanta wasn't shooting the ball well at all. I watched the whole game. I just don't. Embiid just got cold. They say his injury had an effect on him. I don't know what it is, but I will say, much respect to Atlanta, I am becoming a huge fan of Trae Young. I really started becoming a fan during the New York series because the crowd came at Trae Young hard. They came at Trae hard. I mean, like, super hard. And Trae took in that villain role, and Trey put it to him. So shout out to Trey Young, man. I've always been a John Collins fan, so shout out to John Collins. Trey is doing his thing, but even with Embiid being injured or whatever the situation is with him, I think he's playing tonight. I gotta stick to my goals. If you watch the old podcast or if you listen to the old podcast, I said I had Philly winning the East. So I gotta stick with it. I think Philly wins tonight, and I think Philly wins this series. So shout out to Philly. Shout out to Atlanta too, though. Atlanta's doing their thing. If Atlanta wins, I'm not even gonna be that mad. Outside of Philly making me look stupid for picking them. But if Atlanta win, I'm not gonna be that mad. But shout out to Philly. Philly should win tonight, and they should win this series. They should have won Game 4. But shout out to Atlanta. We got a Hawks fan in here, G-Dog. Shout out to G-Dog, man. So bet. We take them off the screen. Let's get into Portland. I did say Portland was eliminated. Let's get into Dame Lillard. Let me pull him up real quick. Shout out to Dame Lillard. So these boys get eliminated by Denver, who didn't have their starting point guard or their starting shooting guard, Jamal Murray, which is probably their second best player. He could be the first. It depends on how you view Jokic, who is the MVP. Shout out to Jokic, by the way. But Dame Lillard, man, the guy needs help. The last podcast I did was right after he went off for the 50-plus points, and they still lost the game in Denver, which tells you enough, because Dame went off. I think he had like 55, 10 assists, and like 8 rebounds that game, I believe. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. But I know he had like 55 points, double-digit assists, and he just clowned. He carried the team. So my thing is now, Dame has been showing a little bit of frustration with Portland. He said in his interview, we're clearly not doing enough if we're losing in the first round to a team without their starting backcourt and we're fully healthy. I mean, yo, people, what happened to, did my Twitch go off again? I think my Twitch went off again. Give me 1 second, people. I got a notification that OBS is messing up again. All right. So OBS seems to be back. I got the notification that time that OBS was messing up, so I waited. I didn't say nothing. We back. All right, cool. This is why I don't go live a lot for the sports podcast. I normally just record it and put it on YouTube because of stuff like that. And I never should have updated OBS. OBS, since I updated, has been doing that a lot. And I don't understand why. So, but we're back, so let's keep it going. Dame Lillard, man. This guy has done everything he could. He's one of the most loyal players I've ever seen outside of Dirk Nowitzki. He done said multiple times he don't want to leave Portland. I think that's going to change. I think next year, I think he's going to be somewhere else, low-key. I think he's going to be somewhere low-key. Low-key. That's just my opinion. What's good, Lizard? I think he's going to be somewhere else. As loyal as this guy is, they have to do something. And Portland is not a team that gets big-time free agents. Even with Dame and CJ and all them there. They're not the team that get big-time free agents. They like the Mavericks. Mavericks be having good players, good coaches, good organization. And they don't get players for whatever reason. And we're going to get into the Mavericks too. We definitely going to get into the Mavericks because a lot happened today. Dame definitely needs help. But I don't think he's going to get it in Portland. CJ is not it. And it's a couple of Mavs fans that's talking about, well, we want CJ here in Dallas. I'm like, it'll be cool. But no, I don't want CJ. Because CJ disappeared in big games in the playoffs. Like, facts. It's just facts. He disappeared. People always talking about Paul George and calling him Pandemic P, which I said on the last podcast. Y'all need to stop disrespecting that guy. He's been doing his job. He had one bad year, really. Maybe two in the playoffs. So, yeah, people disrespect Paul George, but they let CJ McCullough slide all the time, which I don't understand that. I don't understand how CJ gets to slide, because CJ folds a lot. He folds more than Paul George, in my opinion. But Dame needs help. I don't think CJ is it. I know Dame is frustrated. He said that he's frustrated. So I don't know where Dame end up. I don't think it's in Portland. That's just my opinion. So, but shout out to Dame Lillard. I'm just throwing it out there now. I don't think Dame stays in Portland. If he do, they must have made a trade or something. Bradley Beal or something. Something is going to happen for him to stay. Something got to happen for him to stay. I don't think he stays if they keep a similar roster. So, but shout out to Dame Lillard, man. Let's get him off the screen. Now, let's get into last night. Kevin Durant. Let me see if I can get him up on the screen real quick. Kevin Durant. Shout out to KD. That boy did work last night, man. That boy did absolute work last night. Went off 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. The boy went off on Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, who I picked them to win the series. But after last night, I'm kind of mad I picked them. Because that game last night is a game that Milwaukee should have won, and they should be up 3-2 right now. The fact that Kyrie didn't play, and Harden played 46 minutes, but he was hurt. Harden was hurt. And he played 46 minutes. He was 1 for 10. They should have won. Milwaukee was up 19 in the game. They should have won. And we gonna get into KD because it's some funny stuff that I've been seeing on social media, even on the sports outlets, ESPN and Fox Sports. Let's get into it now. Actually, just the other day, everybody was talking noise about KD. Oh, PJ Tucker shut him down, held him to 9 points. That was just the other day. KD goes off last night for 49, 17, and 10. All I see today is, oh, did LeBron pass the torch to KD? Did KD take the torch from LeBron? What? Off of one game? Although, granted, KD has been balling all playoffs. But just the other day, the last game they played, y'all was down talking KD. Saying, oh, KD got shut down. Hey, you know, he needs all the help. He needs the stars and this and that. And then you got James Harden. I'm sorry, Kyrie get hurt. All you see is the Shannon Sharps and the Stephen A. Smiths. Yeah, this finally the time for KD. This finally the time for KD to show that he's the best in the game. And they didn't believe it. They didn't think he would do it. That's why they was talking how they was talking. They didn't believe KD was going to step up like he did last night. And KD pretty much shut them all up. Which respect to KD for that. KD did shut them all up. He shut Shannon Sharp up. He shut Stephen A. Smith up. Anybody else that was doubting him and his skill level, he shut him up last night. And the fact that Giannis is not guarding this guy is making me feel some type of way about Giannis. When you got KD, the only star at the time, because, like, again, Harden is hurt. Jeff Green stepped up, and like I said, Brooklyn got a good team, so it's not like KD don't have help if Harden didn't play. Brooklyn got a good team. You know what I'm saying? They just got to make their shots. That's all it is. Brooklyn was in the playoffs with this same roster without KD and without Kyrie playing. They was in the playoffs with this same roster. So they got a good team. it's not like he don't have help, but I get it how it is. If you don't have a superstar on your team next to you, they say you don't have help. Thanks, LeBron. So, which a lot of people saying about the Lakers. You wasn't saying that about the Lakers when they signed Drummond, when they signed Wes Matthews, when they signed old boy from the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell, when they signed Schroeder. Y'all was talking about how loaded the roster was. And all of a sudden, AD go down, they lose because Phoenix was just hot right now. And here, all of a sudden, LeBron needs help. LeBron ain't got no help. The roster sucks. No, it don't. No, it don't. Phoenix just played better. That's all it is. They was loaded at the beginning of the season, but as soon as LeBron lose, every time with LeBron, no matter who's on LeBron's team, anytime LeBron lose, anytime his team lose, he needs help. He ain't got enough people on his team, yada, yada. But at the beginning of every season, when they sign whoever, oh, that's dope, man. That's what LeBron needs. That's what LeBron needs. As soon as they lose, he need help. Stop. Just like KD got help. If Harden don't play next game, KD still got help. If Harden and Kyrie don't play, KD still got help. That same roster was just in the playoffs without without KD and without Kyrie and without Harden. That same roster was just in the playoffs. So they there. That's all I'm saying. But all this jumping back and forth, talking about LeBron passed the torch to KD off of that one game. Like, what? Y'all was just down talking this guy. PJ Tucker held him to 9 points. PJ Tucker punked him. That's what he did. He punked him. Had a security guard running on the court and everything. PJ Tucker punked him. Did he go out for 49 points? Oh, man, he's the greatest to ever play. Bro, y'all be killing me. Y'all be killing me with that, man. Y'all be killing me. And then it's like y'all forget that Kawhi is having a playoff series that he's having. Like, Kawhi's been balling all playoffs. Y'all forgot what he's doing? Like, seriously. Let me pull up Kawhi numbers. I actually got it in my phone. Kawhi is averaging 30 points a game, 8 assists and 4 rebounds. That's what Kawhi's averaging right now. Before the injury. And since we're talking about Kawhi, let's go ahead and get into Kawhi, because this came breaking news today, which is pretty bad, man. Shout out to Kawhi on the screen. Kawhi Leonard is feared to have a torn ACL, and the Clippers fear that he's going to miss the rest of the season, not just the series, but the season. And that sucks. That sucks. Honestly, that sucks. Because, again, Kawhi has been balling. 30-point average. 8 assists average. 8 rebounds average. 4 assists. 38 and 4. That's what Kawhi is averaging right now. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And news come out this morning that he has a possible torn ACL. And they have a game tonight against Utah. In Utah. And the series is tied 2-2. Now, as a Clippers fan, I know you probably heard you're feeling bad. Shout out to Push Play to DJ, because I know he's a Clippers fan. I know you feeling bad. You probably, pissed off about it. LeBron kind of went on a rant and everything, but I'm going to just say this, man. Don't count yourselves out just yet. Seriously. Because the last 2 games I saw, Utah can't hang with y'all. Like Reggie Jackson doing this thing, Paul George, playoff P. I told y'all to stop disrespecting Paul George. Paul George, let me pull up Paul George, just for the people that be hating. The whole 2021 playoffs, Paul George averaging 25 points, 8.6 rebounds, 5 assists a game. That's the whole playoffs. So all this pandemic P and Paul can't do this and Paul can't do that. Stop. He's been balling right along with Kawhi. Kawhi, of course, is the star of the team, but Paul George is another star, and he has cast of role players that can play beside him, just like KD do in Brooklyn. If Harden don't play no more and Kyrie don't play no more, you got a star player. You got some great role players. What more do you really need? That's pretty much all Utah has. Donovan Mitchell is a star, and the rest of them are role players. So I think the Clippers are still good. They might lose tonight in Utah, but overall, I think they still good. So my prediction is, I think the Clippers still win the series. And then if they lose, it don't matter who wins this series because Phoenix is going to win the West. I remember doing a stream on Twitch early in the year, and I told y'all hit that little make a sports prediction redeem on here, and I told y'all Phoenix will be a top 5 team in the NBA, and people started laughing. Y'all remember that? Yeah. Phoenix is going to win the West now. Well, hold on. Let me take that back. Because also this morning we found out that CP3, Chris Paul, might miss the Western Conference Finals depending on the protocol because he tested positive for COVID. So again, we found out this morning Kawhi Leonard gets hurt and he's out for the season most likely. And then we also find out that Phoenix, who was waiting on the winner between the Clippers and the Jazz, that Chris Paul, the guy who's been balling, bringing the leadership to Phoenix, is in protocol, and he's out indefinitely. We don't know how long it's going to be out. We don't know how long the Utah and the Clippers series is going to last. But Chris Paul, who seems to have all type of bad luck when it comes to playoffs and injuries and sickness and all that, he might miss the Western Conference Finals. I still got Phoenix winning the West. If he plays, I got Phoenix winning the West. And I still got Philly winning the East, even though they not looking too good. And Philly is a hard team to trust, but since I said it, I got to stick with it. I still got Philly winning the East. I still got Phoenix winning the West. So, but Chris Paul tested positive for COVID, man. He's out indefinitely. Hopefully he can come back when the Western Conference Finals start, and we have I guess close to a full team, because if they play the Clippers, Kawhi most likely won't be there, but it is what it is. It's good to see new faces outside of LeBron and Steph, and the same old. Even KD. Like, I need KD to lose for that reason alone. I don't want to see KD and Kyrie. They've been in the finals recently. I want to see some new people. I want to see Philly versus Phoenix. That's what I want to see. So hopefully that happens. All right, speaking of some more NBA news that came out. What's up, Dillian? Appreciate you stopping through, man. Speaking of some more NBA news that came out. As y'all know, the Mavericks got eliminated by the Clippers game 7. Luka did all he could do, but it wasn't enough because he doesn't have a team. So it's been rumors that there's been some front office beef, and Luka has not been feeling. What's this guy's name? What is this guy's name? I wish I knew this guy's name by heart. I'm gonna remember it as I talk. But it's been beef between Donnie Nelson, Bob. What is this guy's name? I'm mad I can't remember his name. Hold on. I'm gonna pull his name up. Hold on. It's Vulgar or something. Whatever his name is. It's something crazy. Let me see if I can find it, man. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go to my Twitter, because I know I liked it. But it's a guy I really never heard too much about until like recently. And come to find out, he's been a guy in the front office basically being a GM when it's really not his role to be. Like, the role for the GM should belong to Donnie Nelson. But to make a long story short, Donnie Nelson and the Mavs agreed to part ways. So Donnie Nelson bye. Let me see. What's his guy name? I'm mad because I've been saying it all day too, and I still can't remember his name now. Let me see if I can find it. But the guy that Donnie Nelson has been beefing with, Luka has been beefing with as well. So that should tell you. Voulgaris, thank you. Bob Voulgaris. So apparently this guy, Mark Cuban, gave him more power than Donnie Nelson, and rumor is he had power over Rick Carlisle as far as like the players he picked to play how many minutes, and basically controlling how Rick coached a little bit. You know, so yeah, Bob Voulgaris is also fired with Donnie Nelson today. Which Mavs fans went into a panic mode. Why Donnie Nelson get fired when Bob was the problem? I was on Twitter telling them to relax. Just give it 5 more minutes. You're going to hear about Bob getting fired too. Mark made it clear. Whatever goes on with Luka, if Luka's not happy about a person, they gone. Luka ain't going nowhere. Everybody was going, oh, Luka finna lead the Mavericks and this and that. Yeah. Oh, shut up. Luka ain't going nowhere. Mark Cuban has done some dumb things, but he's not dumb enough to let Luka walk over somebody. Bob Voulgaris, like, stop. Voulgaris, whatever his name is, Voulgaris. Luka ain't going nowhere. So I appreciate Cuban finally cleaning up this front office, because I've been ready for that to happen for a while. And Cuban, he really need to clean himself up too, low key, because this is a guy that thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, and he's made some dumb decisions over the years, like breaking up the 2011 Mavericks, trying to keep the powder dry, thinking you about to get a free agent, a big name free agent, Dwight Howard and Darren Williams, and thinking that you're playing the salary cap better than everybody else, when you simply did not. You lost. You didn't get nobody, but you broke up a championship team. And Dirk basically had to spend the rest of his career with a whole bunch of role players. He really never had any other chance to get back in the finals the rest of his career after 2011, because you were surrounding him with OJ Mayo. You were surrounding him with Chandler Parsons. You were surrounding him with people like that. Like, you got rid of Tyson Chandler. You let Jason Terry go, who was really Dirk's best teammate over the years. I mean, and he's never been an all-star, and that should tell you something right there. Jason Terry is Dirk's best teammate, even over Nash, in my opinion. And Terry never made the all-star team. So that should tell you something. You're doing something wrong. Donnie Nelson, doing something wrong. You hit on Dirk and Luka and Giannis, which Mark Cuban did not listen to. We could have had Giannis too. So you hit on Giannis, but Cuban, again, thinking he the smartest guy in the room, was like, no, let's pass on Giannis. Let's keep this salary cap so we can get a free agent. Stupid. You could have had Luka and Giannis. Or you could have had Giannis and somebody else. Probably not Luka, because your record wouldn't have been that bad. So I'm just saying, man, Cuban, just handle the money, handle the promotions, because you're great at that. But whoever you bring in as GM, let them be the GM. Like, we let Mark Cuban slide too much in Dallas, because we like to compare him to Jerry Jones, and we like to get on Jerry, because at least Cuban is getting to the playoffs consistently for the most part, and Jerry Jones, and Cuban brought a championship in 2011, which is recent. Jerry Jones haven't won a championship since '95. So it's easier to get on Jerry and to let Cuban slide, but they not too much different. They pretty similar to each other. You know what I'm saying? So we let Cuban slide too much. So Cuban better make the right move as far as who he bring in and how he bring them in, and make sure this guy can recruit players. That's something we have not been able to do with Donnie. And make sure he can draft, which is something he has not been able to do with Donnie. Outside of you hit on Luka, you hit on Dirk. That's it. Dennis Smith was cool here, but you traded him. Dennis Smith fit the system, you traded him. You see what I'm saying? So we got a young star who people actually want to play with for once. Dirk, when he was in his prime, people respected Dirk. The players respected Dirk, but nobody wanted to come and actually play with him. Like, nobody actually wanted to come play with Dirk because Dirk just didn't fit that style, which I get. 7-foot German who's not a passer, you know, I get it. Luka, though, 22, who's a 6'8" point guard, who can get everybody involved and put up 40 a night. I get it. You see what I'm saying? And he has a more out there attitude. Dirk was quiet. Dirk stayed to himself. Luka is the type that he'll go party with you. You see what I'm saying? So we got an opportunity to bring players here for once. So do the right thing, get the right people in the office, bring them in. Now, we also got on the screen Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle. It's time to have a conversation, dog. I don't know what else to say. It's time to have a Rick Carlisle conversation. Because Rick Carlisle has been here. Yeah, exactly. Rick Carlisle has been here. Let's see how long he's been here. He's been here 13 years. He's made it out of the first round twice. Now, it's like I got mixed feelings with Rick because, as I just said, he really don't have the best roster. And the people that he do get, they actually play well here. They fit here. Like JJ Barea. JJ Barea couldn't do the stuff that he did here in Minnesota. He got his contract in Minnesota. He was gone. He was back in Dallas 2 years later. Because he couldn't do the same thing in that system. Let's see. Jason Terry wasn't the same when he left Dallas. And then you got people coming in like Maxi Kleber and Dorian Finney-Smith, which has gotten better every year. I like Dorian. Tim Hardaway Jr. had his best year this year. And we're going to talk about him too, because I don't want to overpay for him to keep him. I'm sorry, Tim. You're not consistent enough. I love you as a player. If you want to keep the same 18 million you make now, that's cool. But if you're trying to go above 20 and above, let him go. He's not consistent enough. That's like paying J.R. Smith $20 million a year. He'll hit you for some games. Prime J.R. Smith hit you for some games, and then he go also disappear for a lot of them games too. I'm just not with that. So I'm not with paying Tim Hardaway Jr. $18 million a year. We got Porzingis, and this guy, he wasn't even part of the offense during the playoffs. Like, he just standing at the 3-point line. And he's doing what coach is telling him to do. So that's another thing that pissed me off about Rick Carlisle. Because you got this guy, and you're not getting him involved. He's telling you he's not comfortable playing outside, being a spot shooter. And that's exactly what you did with him. What? I don't get it. Just last year, before he got hurt, we put Porzingis in the paint and let him drive, and he was doing his thing against the Clippers, the same Clippers. And this year, he's just standing at the 3-point line. Now, Porzingis mad because he wants to be the star of the team. He wants to be a second star. You're not a star. You're too soft right now. You're too injury prone right now. You'll be a very good third player, but we can't depend on you to be a second star. We just can't. Because either you go get hurt or you go start pouting, and your mental is a little weak. So Luka needs help, just like Dame needs help. I would love to see Dame in Dallas with Luka, but I highly doubt that'll happen. Now, rumor is the Mavericks are going after Kyle Lowry. what's his name? Jared Allen, I believe, is the center from Cleveland with the afro. And possibly DeRozan, which I'm good with all those options, depending on their contract. Because next year, free agency is going to be loaded. James Harden, KD, all them going to be free agents again next year, at the end of next year. So we'll see what happens, man. I pretty much ain't got that much left to say. I was going to vent some more, but I feel like I've been on here long enough. So I appreciate y'all that watched live on Twitch. This is my first time doing the actual sports podcast on Twitch instead of loading it up on YouTube. For all my YouTubers, this will be loaded up later on today. It will be on Apple, Spotify. It'll be on all of that. So thank you, for listening. Thank you for watching. Oh, Bushida with the subs. Bushida, appreciate the gifted subs, man. Appreciate the gifted subs. So we will be on Apple. This episode will be on Spotify. If you're not following dope content on Apple and Spotify, please do so. Please do so on YouTube as well. And much love to the people that came in. Much love to y'all that actually came in for the podcast. Shout out to y'all, man. Me and Darkness will be here Sunday for Hell in a Cell watch along / podcast. So we go get that set up. We will be here. I'm still working for my wrestling fans. I'm still working on Leo Rush and Jay Lethal. I finally got them to respond to my email. So hopefully we get one or both sometime soon. As far as like guests on the show, that would be real dope if we could get one of them. So I'm still working on it, y'all. I'm still working on it. I need to start working on sponsors. I just don't know how to do that stuff. So it's just what it is on there. I just don't know how to do that stuff. But I'm gonna figure it out and we gonna work on it. So, but yeah, I'm still working on Jay Lethal and Leon Ruff. I'm sorry. I said Leon Ruff. What's the guy name? It's not Leon Ruff. Leo Rush. My bad. If he see that, he ain't gonna come on for real now. I done messed the man name up. So I'm still waiting. I finally got a response, email response. I'm just waiting on a day that works for those two, Jay Lethal and Leo Rush. And we'll see what happens from there. But appreciate everybody that came through. Again, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. This episode, we own all of it. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow Dope Content. The Dope Content website. Get your gear, because we have gear. And yeah, man, thank you for your support and much love to y'all, man. So y'all be safe and have a great one. I might stream some video games later, so I might be back on here. But until then, y'all be safe. Have a good one.